huge crowd here tonight.
Thumbs up.
Okay, hearing none, I go to approval of minutes, June 13th, 2016,
So
public
moved.
session. So moved by Mr. Petrie.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
Abstain. Okay. June 13th, non-public session 1.
So moved.
So moved by
Second.
Mrs. Cardinal, second by Mr. Petrie. Errors or omissions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Abstain, Mr. Frida.
It was a different one, I thought here.
June 13th, non-public session 2.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Petrie,
Second.
second by Mrs. Moran. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Abstain? Mr. Frida. June 13th, 2016, non-public session 3.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mr. Petrie. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Mr. Frida. Lost me. June 20th, public session.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Nice job on these minutes, Kelly.
Non-public session 1 from June 20th.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Non-public session 2 from June 20th.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Cardinal,
Second.
second by Mrs. Moran. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? Non-public session 3 from June 20th.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Frida. Any errors or omissions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Non-public session 4 from June 20th.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Petrie.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Non-public session 5 from June 20th.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? We can't find one mistake that Kelly made.
Kelly's good.
Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Non-public session 6 from June 20th.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, June 27th, public session.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstained by Mr. Frida. Non-public session 1, June 27th.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or
I
omissions?
have one.
Yes.
Page 2, Mrs. Cardinal made the motion to supplement the administration contracts. I think we need to make sure that it's just the contracts, because you speak about it in the discussion, but it's not part of the motion that it would only affect the...
4 individuals?
Yeah, I think that needs to be reflected in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when I made the motion, I said those with multi-year contracts who have a health insurance clause.
Okay.
That's one way you could
That was
clarify
on
it,
page
or
2.
put their names.
In non-public 1 or 2?
Non-public 1.
Non-public 1, okay.
Page 2.
Okay.
Yeah, if we change Mrs. Cardinal's motion to reflect what she just said, then the next paragraph actually talks about the
Right.
individuals, yeah.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay. So,
Good.
with multi-year contracts.
Okay, anything else? Okay. All those in favor as amended?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Mr. Frida? Whoops. What did we do? What?
We did.
Yeah, it goes to June
27.
But it shouldn't.
Oh,
It doesn't on our list.
Did we do June?
We've already done June 13th,
Well,
non-public too.
I was just in here twice.
Okay, June 27th,
Non-public 3.
non-public 3,
So
isn't
we're
it?
missing 2 for 27.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
see
wait a
what's in the
minute.
folder.
Are they in the folder?
Yeah, non-public
Which
2
date
for
are
the
we looking for?
27th is in the
Non-public
folder
session
somewhere.
2 for June 27th, you said? 3 and?
So that means that you did review them, or you should have, so you can review them now.
Well, why don't, where are they?
They're in the
Oh,
folder.
They're in the folder.
Shall I print them out?
They were reviewable. And if you want a copy, there's a copy right here.
no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that everyone's had them, and that they're in the folder.
Which one is it? Excuse
June
me?
27th, non-public session 2.
June 27th,
Yes.
You're looking at June 13th.
13th, all right.
They're in the folder if you want to skip to them later.
27.
Can we table them?
Ooh.
And
Well,
print them out?
don't
We're
table,
out of
just
order.
don't do anything.
It's not,
Sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, we'll,
Can skip those.
did someone make a motion to table?
I did.
Did we make a
Well,
motion to
did
approve
you-
them
Did
here?
you make a motion originally?
No.
Okay,
we have
so
to
there's
skip-
no, you don't need to
Okay,
table.
all right.
It's not on the floor.
All right.
I'll make a note, July 27, session 2, we need to remove it.
Right.
Okay, June 27th, non-public session 3.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Moran,
Second.
second by Mrs. Cardinal. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Abstain? Mr. Frida abstains. Okay, non-public. oh
Well,
boy.
this is still June 13th.
So now session 4, we gotta go find afterwards.
So we'll have to go back to 4 as well.
Okay, so we're gonna
Which-
jump, we're missing non-public session 4 from June 27th. So I'll entertain a motion on non-public session 5, June 27th.
So,
So moved by Mrs. Cardinal, second by Mrs. Moran. Any errors or omissions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? You were you here?
Oh, was I gone?
You gonna abstain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, 2 abstentions. Non-public session 6.
so moved.
So moved by Mrs. Cardinal, I'll second it. Any errors or omissions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Abstain, Mr. Frida and Mrs. Moran. Okay, so we'll have to revisit those other 2.
So it's session
Can
2
you-
and session 4 of June 27th as the
Okay.
non-publics that you need to see.
They are in the packet. They're in the folder.
They're in the folder as a separate file, it's just none of us have reviewed them because they were listed in the
Okay.
big
All right,
file PDF.
so we'll still list them just to make certain that they're not missed
Yeah.
for the next meeting then. Okay.
In the minutes.
Under new business, I had, because of the fact that we had interviews to conduct this evening and some other business in non-public, I asked for the principal reports and facilities reports to be moved to the next agenda. So we're gonna jump down to sign specs for the SAU office. Mr. Gordon.
As some of you might have noticed,
Yeah, I know.
the sign in front of the SAU office, for the SAU 61 superintendent's office, has been split in half. It's rotted and fallen off. We're having a new one made by a local, one of our employees, Mr. Reville, that works up at the SAU.
Mhm.
He's going to make one of wood. The dimensions would be around 48 inches wide, 36 inches tall, with a white background. Lettering painted black, 6 to 7 inches tall, and it's going to have a tiger head in the left-hand corner. And the tiger head is basically the same tiger that's on the center court of the basketball courts now. It's going to be done on a CNC machine, very professional looking. Actually have depth to it and everything, and it'll be painted, the tiger will be painted the same, basically the same as what's on the court. So, and it would read Farmington School District SAU 61 Superintendent's Office. So,
Okay, do we need to,
No,
Just an
I think we
update.
just wanted to
Okay.
give you a heads up of what's going on.
and we're doing that for a couple of reasons. One, the one that we have now is on its way out anyway, but it
It
also
is
has
on its-
Middleton reflective on it, and they're no longer
Right,
part of our
and
district.
it's,
so-
half of it has rotted and fallen off, so
Mhm.
it's
Yes.
basically just says,
Huh?
Okay.
Do we need to approve the amount of money? No, because
I
No.
don't think so. I
350
think
is
it's
under
just an
the
acknowledgement.
amount.
He
Yeah.
wants to make you aware
Mhm.
of something that he's been working on.
Yeah.
with.
I like the specs.
Thank you for
It sounds
working on
nice.
that.
Very nice, thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Sounds nice. Look forward to it.
We got right on it, too. It wasn't something that just hung around, so thank you for that. Declare kitchen equipment surplus.
In your packet, I've outlined for you in a memo that there are two pieces of equipment that both Larry, the representatives of Chartwell's, and Chartwell's has brought in a design group as part of their proposal to us. There's at Henry Wilson School, it used to be located at Valley View, but there's an old Blodgett oven that has not been used for a number of years, to the point where it doesn't even have the parts that are manufactured to go and have it repaired. And then there's a second piece of equipment, which is a mixer, an electric mixer, which under OSHA standards, federal OSHA standards, you need to have a guard on that. We really don't want anyone getting hurt and losing a limb. What they're suggesting is, with your permission, I said that I would need to come to the board first to declare it, have them give a value, and that have it be applied to the contract as a credit, because Denver Equipment, as part of the proposal, is going to be setting up a very nice lunch line over at Henry Wilson School. And they're also doing sprucing up over at the high school and making it really looking polished over at Valley View. So I'm looking for your support to declare it as surplus so that we can proceed, and then I would report back to you what the credit of that value is for the equipment. Was not bought with federal funds. They were not bought with USDA funds, so, because that would change the, we'd have to report that a little differently.
You need a motion? A
Probably
motion, just
a motion,
please.
yeah,
Yes, I'll
motion.
make the motion to
Motion.
declare the two pieces of equipment as surplus.
Motion by Mrs. Moran, second by Mr. Frieder. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
No.
No, Mr. Petrie. Okay, district website. This was, I think,
Well, I know.
Mrs. Cardinal, was this?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, just as a board, what did we want to do? Take any action yet, or wait for our new superintendent to take any action on our district website? I saw that in the header, the word Middleton has been removed. So now it just says Farmington School District. However, there's still a great deal of Middleton content, Middleton School Board content on our website. I do know that Middleton's new SAU 69 does not have a new website set up yet. So we could always ask them if they need for their minutes and other documents to still be available through SAU61.org until theirs is up. I don't think that there's a legal requirement for that.
This information.
I know
So-
we brought up the website quite a bit, and just the content too, and updating it, it's very,
Yeah, I think when we make a decision and hire a new superintendent, we have to have a very serious conversation about the website, about who updates it and how
Yeah.
often, and it's been an area of concern.
yeah.
I have a lot of ideas for redesign as well, if that's
Mhm.
something that the staff can take on. So is there any sense of urgency to, I just think of when I first moved to town, and I was looking for any and all information I could over the summer on the schools, and I came to the SAU 61 website, I would be very confused
Mm-hmm.
if I was looking into.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to just erase the Middleton stuff. We can grab the code and give it to SAU 49, since they're contracting and probably 69, and see if they want to do something with it, and they will either make their own, or they can use our pages, their code from our pages.
Oh, you mean a link?
No, we can remove them from our page so it's not on our public website, but we don't have to just delete it. We can take the code and put it in a file and give it to them. So if they want to
Right.
just paste it onto a page, they don't have to redesign it.
And I don't think that's something we need to wait for a superintendent to be hired to do.
I don't
That-
think so
can we-
either.
Can we let Mr. Bailey know that that's a priority to start to get that done?
Yep.
Thank
Rick-
you.
I think Rick will be back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
I agree with the redesign. We probably should wait for a superintendent on that.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
But as far as
Taking it
so if
down.
you can ask him to, take Middleton's information and
Yeah,
we can offer it to either SAU or both.
yeah.
Okay. Any old business? Any old business from the admin team? We need to-
One of the minutes you did, you'd actually tabled, there had been a non-public request that you talked about. I guess it would go into non-public, it would be a
Yeah.
non-public anyway, so.
Okay, all right, but no public old business at this point. Public participation? Anyone? Bueller? Okay. Then I will entertain a motion to go into non-public session 1.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Frieda under RSA 91A:3, 2, A, B, and C under personnel. Do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Cardinal. All those in favor by roll. Mr. Frieda, Mr. Petrie, Mrs. Cardinal,
Yes.
Mrs. Moran,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. Our next meeting is going to be, are we July 18th?
25th. Is our
Are we
next
the 18th or
regular-
the 25th?
Hold on, with 25th.
We're the 25th, okay. I thought the other night we said July 18th. by
No, well,
accident.
no, because the 4th would have been the 1st, so it should be the 18th, you're
I
right.
think it should be the 18th too.
So it should have been
Just to
the
get
4th
back on
and-
track.
It should be the 1st and 3rd
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually be here next Monday with a 6:30 start. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for those who came this evening. Have a good night.